Međimurje County is a triangle-shaped county in the northernmost part of Croatia, roughly corresponding to the historical and geographical region of Međimurje. Despite being the smallest Croatian county by size, it is the most densely populated one. The county seat is Čakovec, which is also the largest city of the county. The county borders Slovenia in the northwest and Hungary in the east, with about 30 kilometers of Slovenian territory separating it from Austria. The southeastern corner of the county is near the town of Legrad and the confluence of the Mura into the Drava. The closest cities include Varaždin, Koprivnica and Bjelovar in Croatia, Murska Sobota and Maribor in Slovenia, as well as Negojnik in Hungary and Graz in Austria. The Croatian capital of Zagreb is about 90 kilometers southwest of Čakovec. There are slopes of the Alpine foothills in the northwestern part of the county, the upper Međimurje, making it suitable for vineyards. The southeastern part of the county, the lower Međimurje, touches the flat Pannonian plain. The flat parts of the region are also largely used for agriculture, which mostly includes fields of cereals, maize and potato, as well as orchards, which are mostly planted with apple trees. There are two major hydroelectric power plants along the southern border of the county, on the Drava River. Name and symbols. Besides its Croatian name, the county is also known as Mura Kosmegi in Hungarian, Međimurska Županija in Slovene, and Murinsel in German. Throughout the past, the historical region of Međimurje was referred to by several names. In Latin, it was called Insula Intradravame Murum, Insula Murodravana and Hortus Sloveniae Superior. The names Insula Intradravame Murum and Insula Murodravana mean island between the Mura and the Drava, referring to the two rivers bordering the region. The name Hortus Croatiae means the Garden of Croatia. In Hungarian, the region is known as Murakos, and in German as Murinsel. In Croatian, it was referred to by several names as well, including Međimurje, Međimurje and Međimurje, as well as Međimurje and Međimurje. The Čakovian toponym Međimurje is believed to have been the original name of the region. It originated in the 6th or 7th century, which makes it older than the Latin toponyms that were first mentioned in feudalism. The name Međimurje is derived from the Proto-Slavic preposition međi and the noun morje. It literally means land surrounded by water, i.e., island. Međimurje is also an archaic common noun that was used in Čakovian Croatian, also meaning island. However, the names Međimurje, Murakos, and Murinsel all contain the hydronym Mura. The name Murinsel means island on the Mura. This led to some dilemmas in the usage of the Croatian names Međimurje and Međimurje. In Čakovian Croatian the name is Međimurje or Međimurje, while in Prekmurian it is Međimurje. A region's unofficial symbols include the turtle dove, which is one of the most common birds in the region, and the violet. The region is often called Međimurje Malo, which is Croatian for Little Međimurje. Geography. Međimurje County covers the plains between two rivers, the Mura and the Drava. The Mura flows along the county's northern border with the Slovenian region of Prekmurje and its eastern border with Hungary's Zala County, while the Drava flows along the county's southern border with two other Croatian counties, Varaždin County and Koprivnica Krizevci County. In the middle of the county flows local river Trnava. There are two reservoir lakes on the Drava, Lake Varaždin and Lake Dubrava, both built to serve the two hydroelectric power plants based in the county. Lake Dubrava, located near the city of Prelog, is the biggest artificial lake in Croatia and the second largest lake overall in the country. The power plant using Lake Varaždin is named after the county seat Čakovec, while the one using Lake Dubrava is named Dubrava, taking its name from the nearby village of Donja Dubrava. The county's elevation ranges between 120 and 344 meters above sea level, the latter being the elevation of its highest hill, Mookos. Čakovec has an elevation of between 160 and 165 meters above sea level. Throughout the past, there were occasional earthquakes in the region. One of significant strength hit the region in 1880, while another in 1738 devastated Čakovec and particularly the nearby Čakovec. Of the county's total area of 729.5 square kilometers, around 360 square kilometers are used in agriculture. Due to the high population density, agricultural land is divided into 21,000 units averaging 17,500 square meters each. 27.5 square kilometers are covered with orchards. 11 square kilometers is the hilly area, located in the northwestern part of the county, with villages like Strigova and numerous vineyards. Grasslands and forests cover an area of around 105 square kilometers. The biggest forest is Mrskak, located between Domasinek and Donji Raskan. The climate is continental. Summers are quite hot. Daily temperatures during the summer months usually range between 20 degrees Celsius and 30 degrees Celsius, but can reach as high as 40 degrees Celsius in July and August, when they can also stay above 30 degrees Celsius for several days. Thunderstorms and rapid weather changes are common throughout the summer months, as well as in late spring, with a particularly stormy period being between mid-June and mid-July, when they often occur on a daily basis. Springs and autumns are usually calm, although rapid weather changes can also be common during the two seasons. Winters can be very severe, with early morning temperatures sometimes reaching as low as -20 degrees Celsius. During the winter months, daily temperatures usually range between -10 degrees Celsius and 10 degrees Celsius. January is usually the coldest month, during which daily temperatures can stay below 0 degrees Celsius for several days. Snowfall usually occurs between late October and early March. Fog can be a common early morning occurrence between late summer and early spring, with all-day fog sometimes occurring during the coldest months. Warm weather, with daily temperatures around 15 degrees Celsius, can occur as early as mid-February and as late as mid-November. In early October and late March, daily temperatures can also reach as high as 20 degrees Celsius. However, February and November are generally cold months, with occasional heavy snow and daily temperatures around 0 degrees Celsius, while March and October are generally cool, with occasional light snow and daily temperatures ranging between 0 degrees Celsius and 15 degrees Celsius. In March and October, it is also common for the temperature to drop below 0 degrees Celsius overnight, even when the daily temperature is in the range between 10 degrees Celsius and 15 degrees Celsius. Administrative division and demographics. There are 3 cities in Međimurje County: Čakovec, Prelog and Međimurje. The county seat, Čakovec, has a population of around 15,000. There are 7 villages located just outside the limits of the city of Čakovec, with approximately another 17,000 people living in them. There are also several municipalities in the county, with the seats including Belica, Čakovec, Domasinek, Donja Dubrava, Donji Kraljevac, Donji Vidovec, Gorkan, Gornji Miljevec, Kotoriba, Malisabotka, Nedelišća, Orahovica, Podcharin, Pribislavec, Selnica, Strahonanek, Sveta Maria, Sveti Juraj na Bregu, Sveti Martin na Muri, Senkovec, Strigova and Vratislav. Nedelišća, Pribislavec, Strahonanek and Senkovec are all located on the outskirts of Čakovec, with Belica approximately 5 kilometers from the city's center. In the 2011 census, the total population of the county was 113,804. During the same census, a total of 106,744 residents of the county identified themselves as Croats. The following ethnic minorities were represented by more than 100 people in the 2011 census: Romani, Slovenes, Serbs, Albanians, and Russians. If not including the city of Zagreb, Međimurje is the smallest Croatian county, with an area of 729.5 square kilometers. Nevertheless, with an average population of 156 people per square kilometer, it is the most densely populated Croatian county, again if the city of Zagreb is not included. The demographics of the region changed swiftly in the period between 1950 and 1975, with a significant reduction in the size of the family. For the national perspective, the population is moving toward the Istria region, while the seasonal workforce moves towards Zagreb and the southern parts of Croatia. The natural population increase is minimal. Language and education. The official language of Međimurje County, as in the whole of Croatia, is the Čakovian dialect of Croatian language. However, the local dialect is Čakovian, which is commonly spoken and understood among the people native to the region. In Čakovian there is a number of Hungarian and German loanwords, but the Međimurjan Čakovian dialect sees the strongest Hungarian and German influence. The Međimurjan dialect form dialect continuum to the Prekmurian language and the dialect of Pralekia. The artists of the Međimurje seek to cultivate the local dialect, including Franjo Mesrić, Frenki writer and poet, and Vlado Milojević writer, singer, cantor and searcher. Each municipality seat has an 8-year elementary school. However, there are also local schools in many smaller villages within each municipality, where the pupils can complete the first 4 years of the primary education. After that, they are moved to the main school of the municipality to complete the remaining 4 years, usually traveling to the school by a school bus. Čakovec has 3 8-year elementary schools. There are also several high schools in Čakovec, including the gymnasium and schools offering secondary education for jobs in technology, industry, transport, construction, economy and trade. The smaller city of Prelog also offers secondary education for jobs in catering, tourism and economy. The city of Čakovec also has 2 institutions of higher education, the Faculty of Teacher Education and the Polytechnic of Međimurje. The Faculty of Teacher Education in Čakovec is part of the University of Zagreb. History. Early history. The first organized human habitations here can be traced back to the Stone Age. There is a Neolithic site called Frančica near Prelog. There are archaeological sites that date from the Bronze Age and 3rd century sites called Siglišća and Varašin. During the Iron Age, the Indo-European tribes identified in the area were Celts, Saracens and Pannons, and the region became part of the Roman Empire. In the 1st century, the Romans knew the area as Insula Intradravumamurum according to the geographer Strabo. The region was part of the Roman province of Pannonia and later part of the Pannonia Superior. Čakovec was originally called Aquima because the area was marshland. During the migration period, many different tribes, such as Huns, Visigoths, and Ostrogoths, passed through the region. The region was part of the kingdom of the Ostrogoths, the state of the Lombards, the Avar-Khaganate, and the Frankish kingdom. The Slavs, which settled this region in the 6th century, gained independence after destruction of the Avar-Khaganate. In the 9th century, two Slavic states included this area, the Principality of Lower Pannonia and the Principality of Pannonian Croatia. According to some sources, the area was also part of the Great Moravia. Subsequently, the area was included into the medieval Kingdom of Croatia. Hungarian administration. The Hungarians temporarily occupied the region in 896, up to the river Sava, but it officially joined the Kingdom of Hungary in 1102. With the rest of Croatian kingdom, King Andrew II designated the border between the Kingdom of Hungary and Banovina of Slovenia at the Drava River in 1213. During that century, tradesmen and merchants started to arrive and began to develop the urban localities that are present today. Prelog was founded in 1264, shortly after the invasion of the Mongols in 1242. During Hungarian administration, the area was firstly part of the Koland County and then part of the Zala County. In the beginning of the 14th century, the area was ruled by powerful semi-independent oligarch Henrik Kozagy. Čakovec got its name from Count Dmitry Csaky, who at the beginning of the 13th century erected the timber fortification that eventually was Čaky's Tower, mentioned for the first time in 1328. King Charles I named Čakovec as the capital in 1333. In 1350, King Louis I gave the land to Viceroy Stjepan I Laković, a member of the ruling Laković family of Transylvania. It remained Laković property until 1397, when King Sigismund executed Stjepan II Laković and took back the area to the crown. In 1405, the Celju family received Međimurje as a gift from the crown, and the land was mortgaged. The monastery in Gorican managed the administration of the seat of the main territorial dominion as an attorney of the Celju family. King Matthias Corvinus bought the mortgage and donated the land to Johann Ernest and his son, who were Jewish merchants from Sweden, living in Buda. The monastery in Gorican, which had managed the administration of the seat of the main territorial dominion, was dissolved. The seat of the administration of the main territorial dominion Gorican came under the administration of the Bishop of Ljubljana. It remained in the hands of the Ernests until 1526, when the family died out without heir. Habsburg administration. Since 1526, the region was part of the Habsburg monarchy. It was administratively part of both the Habsburg Kingdom of Croatia and the Habsburg Kingdom of Hungary. It followed succession and inheritance dispute between the Čakovec family and the Habsburg Emperor Ferdinand I. Since 1530 until 1790, Gorican was by interdictum under the administration of the Bishop of Zagreb as an attorney of both the Emperor and the Čakovec family to prevent any violent confrontations between them both. But Čakovec became the seat of the administration of the main territorial dominion in 1546. Because even the Bishop Simon Odedy could not prevent a violent confrontation between the Emperor and Peter Čakovec in 1542-43. In 1546, the Diet in Bratislava approved the transfer of Čakovec and Međimurje to Nikola Subic Zrinski. Rapid development began in 1547 under the ruling Zrinski family. In 1579, the craftsmen and merchants outside the walls of Čakovec Castle were granted the right to trade. This was the beginning of the formal and legal city structure. The area was of importance as a trade center with Habsburg Kingdom of Croatia and Habsburg Kingdom of Hungary positioned nearby on the main roads. facilitating the exchange of goods, crafts and ideas. The region was also a military buffer zone against the expanding Ottoman Empire. Nicholas Ubik Zrinski ruled as Nicholas IV. He was a hero of the Battle of Sajidvar of the Habsburg-Ottoman Wars. Then followed his son, Juraj V. Zrinski, until 1603, and his grandson Nikolai Zrinski until 1624. Next was another grandson, a brother of Nicholas VI, Juraj V. Zrinski. He was poisoned in 1626 by the General Albrecht Wallenstein in Bratislava and was buried in Pauline Monastery of Sveta Jelena near Čakovec, next to the graves of his ancestors. He was followed by his son Nicholas Ivan Zrinski, a famous Croatian ban. At the coronation of Ferdinand IV, he carried the sword of state and was made Captain General of Croatia. He was killed while hunting in the forest near Kursanak, apparently by a wounded wild boar, but there were rumors that he had been murdered by the order of the Habsburg court. His brother, Peter Zrinski, was noted for his role in the attempted Croatian-Hungarian rebellion of 1664–1670, which ultimately led to his execution for treason. His wife, Katarina Zrinska, died imprisoned for the same offense on November 16, 1673 in Graz. On August 19, 1691, the son of Nicholas VII, Adam Zrinski, fell at Battle of Slankamen while fighting against the Ottoman Empire. Parts of Međimurje remained in the hands of the Zrinski family until the end of the 17th century. The last male member of the family, Ivan Anton Zrinski, died in prison in 1703. In 1715, during the period of Charles VI, Holy Roman Emperor, Count Michael Orlan became the owner of Međimurje. He received the land for his loyal services. In 1720, the region was detached from Croatia and was included into the main part of the Habsburg Kingdom of Hungary. In 1738, Čakovec Castle was hit by an earthquake which caused tremendous damage. The owners of the city made some repairs, but in 1741, fire caused additional damage. The castle started to decay. The Church of St. Jerome was rebuilt in 1749 in Strigova by the famous artist Ivan Ranger following the demolition of the original 15th-century built chapel by an earthquake in 1738. Ignatius Martini, a Jesuit from Cotoriba, was a royal mathematician and astronomer in Lisbon, and in 1754 an explorer of Brazil on behalf of the Portuguese government. For a short time, between 1786 and 1790, Međimurje was under administration of the Zala County in the Habsburg Kingdom of Hungary. In 1791, Count Juraj Festetic bought Međimurje, including Čakovec Castle and Festetic Castle in the neighboring village of Pribyslavak, which remained in the property of Festetic family until 1923. On the 19th of April 1848, Josip Jelačić proclaimed a union of Croatian provinces, and the separation from the Habsburg Kingdom of Hungary. By 1868, Croatia was again included into the Habsburg Kingdom of Hungary. Within the years 1860 to 1889, the railroad was introduced, while in 1893 electric power started illuminating most of the city streets. According to the 1910 census, the population of Međimurje numbered 90,387 people, including 82,829 Croats and 6,766 Hungarians. The Magyarization propaganda between the 1870s–1910s introduced the concept of Međimurjan language. According to this view, the spoken language in Međimurje was not Croatian Kajkavian, but Međimurjan Slavic. which is a separate Slavic language family. Joseph Margatai was the main propagandist of the Međimurjan language, and he published few Međimurjan books. The propagandists exploited the idea that the Croatians are dissatisfied with the new Serbo-Croatian language. Margatai propagated in Međimurjan the usefulness of the assimilation in the Međimurje and the superiority of the Hungarian nation. The fake Međimurjan literary language in fact was only little different from the Čakovian literary language. Požega native Dragutin Lerman was a member of the Henry Morton Stanley expedition to Africa in 1882. He discovered waterfalls on the Koulu River, in the Congo, and named them the Zarinsky Shoots. Modern history. In 1918, after the collapse of the monarchic union of Austria-Hungary, and after the disarmament of the local police, the Međimurje region fell into civil disorder. The Croatian National Council sent hastily assembled troops, which crossed the river Mura and fought all the way to Dolni Lendava, where they met resistance. Troops commanded by Slavko Kvaternik finally forced the Hungarian troops to abandon Međimurje. On the 9th of January 1919, Međimurje officially seceded from Hungary, and it became part of the newly created Kingdom of Serbs, Croats and Slovenes. In the southern region, in the Slovene March, emerged independence autonomy movements. Joseph Klekel expressed the program of the autonomous Slovene March. Oskar Jazzy, who supported the Slovene and Croatian minority, completed the program in a proposal. The Slovene March and the Međimurje should be merged. The program did not materialize. Until 1922 the region was part of the Varaždin County. From 1922 to 1929 the region was part of the Maribor Oblast. From 1929 to 1939 part of the Sava Banovina, and from 1939 to 1941 part of the Banovina of Croatia. Upon signing the Tripartite Pact on March 25, 1941, the Kingdom of Yugoslavia became a member of the Axis powers. In spite of this, Yugoslavia was invaded by Axis forces on April 6, 1941 and was subsequently occupied and partitioned. Between 1941 and 1945, most of Međimurje was under Hungarian occupation, with some parts held by the Germans. At this time some resettlement of ethnic Croats who were settled in the region after 1918 occurred. Since 1945, the region was part of the socialist Croatia within restored Yugoslavia.